Okay, we have an Xbox One X, supposedly no video, but we want to give it always want to be thorough and give it a test beforehand. The port looks fine. I've already inspected it, so it's powered up, and make sure we don't have video as purported. Okay, that should be about enough time for it to have popped up if it was going to. So definitely no video. What we'll do next is we'll disassemble down to board level, and then we'll do some testing from there. Okay, we're back. We're going to set up and do some tests here. I'm going to switch you to microscope. And we're just going to take a look real quick. First of all, take a look at the connector. Get a better look at it, just to make sure everything looks copacetic. Yeah, those pins look nice and attached, so don't think we have a concern there. Let's test around the circuit, make sure we don't have another problem that we're unaware of. Pretty good assumption that it's going to be the retimer in this case. This shop would typically deal with the port if it were a port. Yep, we're on the right setting. We want continuity straight through these. Generally do not want them shorted side to side. I'm skipping the middle one because the middle one's ground. We are going to do a test to make sure none of these are actually grounded. Appears to be okay. Now I want to make sure we have continuity through from the pins. We should, because the filters seem to be okay. Wrong pins there. Alright, everything seems okay. We're going to check in around this booster IC. Make sure nothing's shorted. We have the wrong probe on the wrong way. Red on ground. Okay, everything seems okay there. Now the retimer will not typically present with shorts, but we'll measure anyway. It just dies gracefully most of the time, and which it appears to have done so now. So, unfortunately, in these type of cases, you really have to go on experience. And in my experience, in this type of situation, it's almost always going to be this chip. It is a common failure port on this device. And if you don't find anything else wrong in the circuit, then it's a pretty good bet that it's the problem. So we will remove it, but first I will throw up my temperatures, or my expected temperatures, we'll call them that. Speeds and airflow speeds can change, and temperatures can change depending on situation, but temperatures typically won't change on this board. So switch it back to scope. Lux it up. Grab tweezers and get this thing pulled. Bring the sauce. Okay, anybody who saw my last one knows it was a little bit too much of an adventure because I hadn't done these in a while, and this is the one I'm doing after that one, so I am going to do cleanup on this just to avoid having the same issues. I want to lower the temperature of the solder so it won't take quite as much heat to place. We ended up doing fine on I mean, it was not the best looking work we've ever done, but it worked fine. But in this case, I just don't want that to even be a problem on this one. So we're just gliding across. We're using a much bigger tip than the air we're trying to wick. If you need any resistance, stop. Alright. Very nicely and cleanly wicked. And we'll tin up things. I didn't burn that wick that flux too bad, so I'll go ahead and use it to do some tinning. For that we'll use our micro pencil. We're getting a little soldering wick action on this one. Finally had to break down and get another tip for my micro pencil. I ended up damaging the old tip and I just kind of kept using it. But yeah, it's a little bit night and day difference to use a non-broken tip. I don't know if y'all can see this. This is the broken tip. I have no idea how the heck I managed to do that. Probably trying to nudge parts, but yeah. It used to be flat there. Used to be a chisel tip. It's kind of become a bevel. Anyway, let's continue our work. Okay, I'll do one final inspection before I take it off screen and do some air compressor action to it. Let's get in view. Let me get you in view. Okay, those two sides look quite good. See if we can get both these sides in one shot. And that looks pretty good to me. Get in view for you. Very good. I'll clean up the rest off screen and then we'll go from there. And get ready to, we'll go from there by reassembling and performing a test. Okay, as you can see in the top left, we're back up and running. I'm going to switch you to capture and we'll go to settings. Make sure we can get this thing back in HD. And very good. So it appears that our repair has worked. All we have to do left to do on this one is reassemble and return it back to the shop, and that's really it for that repair. Anyway, in summary, we had a no video Xbox One X from a shop that normally does the HDMI work, so I wasn't concerned about the HDMI port itself, but I did inspect it anyway. We tested around the circuit and made sure everything was copacetic, and once we didn't find anything, jumping out at us, we went out to the retimer. It is a very common part to fail. It doesn't present in a way that's easily detectable, so we went ahead and removed it and replaced it. Came back and did a test, and everything was good. So that's really all there is to that one. It's one of those simple repairs that comes up all the time. It's pretty mundane and routine, but we'll take it all day. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions about the equipment I used in this video, take a look in the description below. If you like this video, do me a favor and hit the like button. And if you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll know when I post videos. Right now it's about twice a week. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I do my best to answer questions whenever I see them. And that's really all I had to ask of you. Again, I appreciate you watching these videos, and I appreciate the channel support. And thank you, and I'll see you next time.